You won't believe what happened to Eustace Conway, the wilderness legend. For years, he's been the face of survival, teaching us how to live off the land on mountain men. But recently, he's disappeared from the show, and fans are asking, what happened? Did he leave the wild for good? Or is he off on a secret adventure that the cameras couldn't capture? Get ready for an inside look at Eustace's mysterious absence and what it might mean for his future. Don't miss out. The truth behind his disappearance is more intriguing than you think. When you think of someone growing up in the wild and living off the land, you might assume their family was struggling to make ends meet. But that's not the case with Eustace Conway. His parents and grandparents were well-educated nature enthusiasts, treating the wilderness like a living laboratory for their experiments and hobbies. Eustace's father, Eustace Robinson Conway II, was a top chemical engineering professor who knew his way around a science lab and the great outdoors. He took Eustace on adventures, from plant identification trips to whitewater canoeing, teaching him everything from survival skills to how to use nature's resources. And somewhere between learning to identify local flora and building a fire from scratch, Eustace became a jack of all trades. Swimming, rock climbing, horseback riding, archery. If it involved the wilderness, Eustace could do it. But for Eustace, that wasn't enough. At age 17, he left home to live in a teepee in the woods, escaping suburban life to pursue a more rugged, self-reliant existence. While most teens were worrying about homework and curfews, Eustace was learning to survive off the land, one day at a time. For over 17 years, he lived off the grid, mastering skills that would make any survivalist show host look like an amateur. One of his signature moves? Starting a fire without matches. And forget fancy clothing. Eustace's wardrobe was all about practicality. His buckskin clothes were designed to be worn in nature, tough and comfortable enough for any adventure. The man could have launched a rustic fashion line, Survive in Style by Eustace. But his true passion was always the wild. Eustace didn't just live in the woods, he conquered nature. Whether it was canoeing 1,000 miles down the Mississippi, trekking the Appalachian Trail barefoot, or kayaking the icy Alaskan coast, Eustace was constantly pushing the limits of human endurance. He also took his love of nature to the next level, backpacking from North America to Europe and living with indigenous communities along the way, learning not just survival tips, but new ways to live in harmony with the environment. Eustace didn't just survive, he thrived. As a federal interpreter at Chaco Canyon National Park in New Mexico, and later as a state naturalist at Crowder Mountain Park in North Carolina, Eustace shared his knowledge and grew a following among those interested in sustainable living. Eventually, he turned his ecological expertise into a career, lecturing on environmental issues and becoming a sought-after voice for conservation. Today, Eustace runs Turtle Island Preserve, a nonprofit dedicated to preserving nature. His simple yet powerful vision is a million-dollar enterprise, proving that living off the land can be as lucrative as any high-powered career. And with a net worth estimated at over $200,000, Eustace shows that his passion for survival can pay off big time. It's not about living like it's the 1800s. It's about adapting timeless skills to a modern world. Eustace Conway's dream began with a vision: to buy 30 acres of land, eventually expanding it to over 1,000 acres, dedicated to nature preservation and self-sufficiency. It's his version of Disneyland, but with more goats to milk and fewer roller coasters. The place operates as a nonprofit, blending history, ecology, and culture, while offering a hands-on crash course in survival skills. Turtle Island, as it's called, is a throwback to a time before modern technology and takeout pizza. Here, everything revolves around self-reliance. Gardens are grown, harvested, and turned into meals. Tools are handmade, medicines are created from herbs, and fires are built for warmth, cooking, and smelting. Visitors should expect something far from a five-star resort. Accommodations are simple, with cozy huts made from bamboo and logs. There are no luxury bathrooms or fancy kitchens, just basic living, the way Eustace intended. It's probably for the best. After all, no one wants to start a fire in a wooden house. Eustace's vision for Turtle Island was simple: preserve a piece of Earth in its natural, untouched state, and give people a chance to experience life without modern distractions. He wanted to show the world how the planet looked before humans, evolution, and natural disasters reshaped it. While he's mostly succeeded in keeping the place true to its roots, a few compromises were made over the years. For example, instead of disappearing into the woods for months, Eustace became more accessible, welcoming visitors and sharing his knowledge through interviews and other platforms. His wardrobe even got a subtle update, swapping rugged buckskins for jeans, a shirt, and occasionally a hat to shield from the sun. Even mountain men deserve a little fashion glow-up. Eustace has proven that you don't need Wi-Fi or flat-screen TVs to thrive. Whether milking goats, building fires, or living his dream on Turtle Island, he's carved out a unique path that inspires others to connect with nature. How many of us could survive even a weekend in the woods, let alone make it a lifelong career? Eustace isn't just surviving, he's thriving. His journey has brought him a measure of fame. He's been featured in magazines, interviewed countless times, and even inspired Elizabeth Gilbert's book, The Last American Man. If you've seen the back cover, you'll recognize him. Rugged, relaxed, and blissfully unbothered by the chaos of modern life. Eustace gained widespread fame through radio shows like Sarah Vowell's Adventures in the Simple Life and This American Life. His popularity soared after appearing on the History Channel's Mountain Men, where Turtle Island became a fan favorite. As the show expanded, he grew his facilities to let more guests enjoy nature without feeling like they were on a movie set. Eustace's rise from local legend to national icon inspired many aspiring naturalists. But when a lawsuit threatened his land, Eustace fought back fiercely and won, further cementing his reputation and attracting more viewers to Mountain Men. Yet, when it seemed Eustace and the show were a perfect match, he shocked everyone by stepping away. Was it the money? The fame? The endless filming? In true Eustace fashion, the answer was simple. After living free for so long, the constant attention felt like a cage. Cameras and scripted episodes didn't align with his philosophy of being one with nature. While fans miss him on TV, it's clear why Eustace made the decision to step back. He's always been about living on his own terms, and the growing scrutiny didn't fit with his desire for peace in nature. It's not about fame for him, it's about authenticity. Some speculate that Eustace's departure from the show was influenced by grief. His lifelong friend and adventure partner, Preston Roberts, passed away after a battle with liver cancer during the 6th season of the show. The loss of someone so close could have made Eustace reevaluate everything, finding comfort back in the woods, where he feels most at home. Some fans think Eustace left Mountain Men due to the revolving cast, with cast members like Marty Maiorato and Morgan Beasley leaving for quieter, off-camera lives. Seeing his friends step away may have been the final push for Eustace, who values nature over TV demands. There's also the less glamorous side, like losing his truck while loading timber, proving even a mountain man can be undone by lumber. Whatever the reason, Eustace stays true to his beliefs, living life on his terms, without the distractions of a TV crew. While his time on the show is over, he continues to inspire by living simply and reminding us that sometimes disconnecting is the best way to connect with the world. If you've been following Mountain Men, You probably know about Eustace Conway's almost sentimental attachment to his truck. When he realized it might be beyond repair, he looked like he'd aged 10 years in a second, practically reliving every log the truck had hauled. It was heartbreaking. But then, in season 11, we noticed something curious. Eustace was missing. Fans quickly started spinning wild theories. Was he retiring? Off on some epic adventure? Or just taking a break? Well, don't worry, he's coming back. His name is already on the cast list for the next season. Crisis averted. Eustace is far from done teaching us survival skills. Even when he's not on TV, Eustace is living his best life. He's built a massive online following and continues to explore the outdoors, teaching others to embrace nature. Through nonprofit programs blending survival skills and primitive techniques, he's helping students learn to live off the land. It's the essence of Eustace, giving back to the earth. He believes you've got to experience and love the natural world if you're ever going to care enough to protect it. A philosophy he's lived by, rubbing sticks together to make fire each morning. Eustace Conway often blends philosophy with wildlife commentary, like pausing mid-sentence to admire a squirrel. For him, nature and deep thoughts go hand in hand. Through Turtle Island Preserve near Boone, he teaches people, from school kids to corporate workers, how to trade Wi-Fi for wildlife. His life is filled with adventure, earning degrees in buckskin, hiking the Appalachian Trail off the land, and riding across the U.S. on horseback. For the past 22 years, he's run Turtle Island, teaching others to live closer to nature and away from technology. Eustace keeps his personal life private. No rings or Instagram posts. He lives authentically, embracing rugged simplicity. And that's what makes him so captivating. Thanks for watching.